and South America in order to promote a regime change that would allow them to steal Venezuela's incalculable oil and gas wealth.
The state of Oregon has sued the Trump administration after President Trump directed troops be deployed to Portland, the state's largest city. In a social media post, Trump said the troops are needed to, quote, protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists, unquote. Trump added, I am also authorizing full force if necessary, unquote. The Oregon governor, Tina Kotek, denounced Trump's calls for troops.
There is no insurrection. There is no threat to national security, and there is no need for military troops in our major city. We do not need or want federal troops in Oregon stoking fear, creating conflict, and
Mic check, 1, 2. Can I hear?
Can you hear us?
I can't hear. We had some technical difficulties this morning. Testing. 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Facebook, let us know if y'all can hear us. Mic check. Are we on the air? There we go. Oh, it's just real low. All right, and just like that,
We're on.
We're on. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in. This program is brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT. And we redefining what's cool these days. So we have special guests in the building this morning, Dr. Kanika Tomlin and Joshua Bean. Good morning. So for those who don't know you, maybe we could do a brief round of introductions, let people know who we have on the other side of the mic this morning.
Sure. So Joshua and I are very fortunate to be leaders at the Foundation for a Healthy St. Pete. It's a local foundation that was created when Bayfront Health System was acquired by new ownership. And all those proceeds, because it was a not-for-profit community for 100 years, stick with the community. And so it's our team's work to reinvest that in community in ways that build health equity and opportunity.
And you said the proceeds
from the hospital sale
benefit the community.
Yes.
That's what you manage.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It was a not-for-profit system for 100 years, and not-for-profits are owned by the people.
Okay.
And so we needed to make sure those proceeds remain for the benefit of the community.
Okay, and we're going to get to your introduction. Go do it, because I got like a whole lot more I want to ask about that. Yeah, Josh.
Impact manager here at the Foundation for Health and Petersburg, for the team that was entrenched in community power building, from grant funding, partnerships, and I really feel at home here in this space, in this community, in this job, and this role. So just feeling very fortunate.
One of many hats.
Literally, look, we got to run the street, run the jewels. Run the jewels. We run the streets these days. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, it is appropriate. So just going back to the origin story of the foundation, I know it's like a full circle moment as well. We had that conversation, was it earlier this year?
Yes, maybe it was last year. The days blur together.
They all run together. So let's talk about your role in the creation of the Foundation for a Healthy St. Pete, and then now where you are now.
Absolutely. So before I was privileged to be in this position, the beginning of my career was as a healthcare executive for Bayfront Health System. I led strategy, and a big project I led was the acquisition of the hospital. We needed to find a strategic partner to ensure the hospital would be able to compete in a very crowded healthcare system. Bayfront always existed to provide quality care for all, regardless of ability to pay. And that created some issues over time, trying to sustain that. No margin, no mission. So we had to find another organization that could invest in capital in the hospital to make sure it was at a standard that those who have no choice have the same experience as those who have every choice. So we found a strategic partner, and that led to acquisition. I led that whole process. And part of that was figuring out when these assets come from the sale of the hospital, what will become of them?
Okay.
And conversion foundations are pretty common around the United States when that happens. And so now we were a community that would have this conversion foundation that existed to continue that important mission of Bayfront, of taking care of the community regardless of ability to pay.
Wow. Wow. Did you see yourself managing that foundation or leading that foundation?
I didn't. You know, I went to work for the health system that acquired Bayfront, and I was a regional vice president for a while, and then Mayor Kreisman, he was mayor-elect, invited me to be deputy mayor.
Okay.
And I did that for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then went to Eckerd College.
Right.
And then this opportunity came along to lead the foundation that I helped found. So it's very cool. It's a blessing to be able to give back in such a significant way in the community where I grew up.
This is a teaser for your Lakeside chat, by the way.
All right.
So we got so much to catch up on. Just really telling that story about like just your journey and it's just amazing. Just from knowing you walking through the halls of Bogan.
That's right. Go Pirates.
Right.
Yeah.
To now. And so we're here to talk about the We Run the Streets. Is it We Run the or these?
These.
We run these. That's how I say it. Right. We run these streets. Let's start with the big picture. Why was the We Run the Streets 5K created, and what does it represent for the South St. Pete?
Well, I think it came out of us wanting to identify and highlight our 10 years of impact in community. I think this was actually your idea. Paired with Marcus' creativity. I think Marcus came up with the title, We Run These Streets, but really just to highlight who we are, what we do, to bring people in the community together, to run a race and do something to our knowledge. And we want to be careful when we say this, to our knowledge, a race of this caliber has not been done in this community. There's a lot of amazing carrots and sights to see throughout the city. A lot of 5Ks happen throughout the city, but none with the intentionality of running, starting in our facility, running through Plant Bayou, up through Child's Park. Right. It's a way to bring people together, improve our collective health, and really celebrate impact and community as one.
I appreciate you actually choosing this route because this is a part of the route that doesn't get highlighted a lot. I mean, I see people when I'm at Child's Park now more, but it's like a hidden jewel.
There is great intentionality around that because this is one of the most beautiful areas of our community. The estuary is so lovely. It's wonderful. And when people think about the jewels that make St. Pete shine, they certainly should think about Child's Park, Plant Bayou, Skyway Marina, our area. So we wanted to make sure we shine a light on our neighborhood and our neighbors.
I love that.
And in a way that includes and brings the community along.
Right.
Not just dropping in and dropping out, but come and be a part of the wonderful things that are happening here.
I unite with that wholeheartedly. Oh, okay. It ain't like happy that people are happy that you're here. Like you getting all kind of love from the chat here.
I love everybody chatting.
Morning.
That's great.
Yes. For Healthy St. Petersburg in the house. Kudos to Tampa Bay Breakfast Club for having Dr. Tomlin and Josh this morning. So yeah. So it's just lots of love. It's out here for real. But it speaks to the work that you're doing in the relationships that you have in the community. And we know this is more than just a race. So how does this event connect to the foundation's mission? And what's that?
So remember, I mentioned that the foundation was started to continue Bayfront's mission. And when we started the foundation, we thought, we'll help people who can't pay hospital bills. We'll help people. But then with very strategic thought was, why can't people pay hospital bills? Why do people have indigent care? What are the determinants behind these conditions? And what if the foundation existed to create generational change and trajectory shift that totally rewrote the story? Because we could be taking care of unpaid hospital bills forever if we don't take care of the reason people are struggling. And so the foundation exists to address those reasons. And make root changes. Changes at the root cause of issues. And so when we look at that, there's science about that. And one of the biggest indicators of people's health outcomes and the way the health and quality of life they experience, two things are neighborhood and built environment and social and community context. And so as we were looking for a way to celebrate 10 years, we thought, why not help build up our neighborhood's built environment and the social and community context that comes with this type of community building and convening around a race. So many things go into a race like this. All of a sudden, The city's paying great attention to the route.
Mhm.
You know, we have neighbors coming together talking about it. We've knocked on doors. How many
Yeah.
neighbors have we met, Josh?
Tons. You know, we filmed a video and had some neighbors participate in that. You know, I would say this race is also twofold. We want to give community a sense of pride for those who do live here
Mhm.
and those who have never experienced the community before to realize how beautiful
Right.
St. Pete is. Right.
Right.
And I think that's our mission, is to really kind of bring people outside the community in, and then also, you know, have folks that live here really support this race, this mission, our work, this community. So we're hoping we're getting there. We're almost at 350 participants.
Mhm.
Nice.
You know, our goal was 500 when we set out to do this, and we wanted to have a very diverse community. So yeah, we've been out knocking on doors, canvassing, putting out yard signs, and we've got nothing but love and positive feedback. So it's been very reassuring, because, you know, this is the first time. This is an inaugural event.
Yeah.
We don't know how, you know, folks are going to react.
Okay.
And it's been very, very fruitful, I would say.
Yeah.
You said inaugural, so there are plans to continue, I'm sure, right?
We should see in partnership with
Okay.
community, right?
You get through the first one.
Celebrate.
Get through the first one. Right?
Yeah.
And we do everything with community.
Yeah,
So if the
yeah.
community loves it, if
Okay.
there's a great response, people want to do it, we'll find a way to make it happen.
Okay.
But we work together with our community.
Okay.
We reflect our community.
And then just thinking about the 5K experience, right? For those who may not think that, okay, 5K, how long is that? I mean,
Right.
and you translate
Number
that
one
into
question. Number
how
one
far am I going, right?
3.1 miles, right?
Okay.
And most of these races are super competitive, and
Mhm.
we've been very intentional through our marketing and our outreach that show up. It's your race at your pace.
Okay.
If you want to run, if you want to jog, you can walk. It will be an
You can skip.
official-
You
Okay.
can roll a blade through that thing.
Right.
Cartwheel, whatever you want to do.
Right.
But we've been really intentional to say, like, come up, show up as you are.
Yeah.
It'll be official time chip bib race,
Okay.
which means you'll have a bib with a chip on it.
Yeah.
Official start time for those who are doing this to improve their time, their
Sure.
personal record, to see where they're at. But we don't want that to discourage anyone. There will
Okay.
be runners, and there'll be walkers, there will be joggers,
And there'll be
And
people
you-
like me that's just like kind of.
That's
I got
right.
this thing I call it's
Right.
called a tit tat.
There you go.
That's what I do. It's like a,
Yeah.
that's my little thing. I don't know how fast it is. Like, it's not a jog, it's not a run,
Right.
not a walk. It's tit tat.
Yeah.
So
A tit-a-tat.
A
That's
tit-a-tat.
good. We'll have some tit-a-tats for sure. And just people who cheer.
yeah.
People who just come out to
Okay.
cheer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have this vision when you see like the Boston Marathon
Yeah.
or the New York Marathon. There are as many people gathered to just cheer on
Exactly.
what's happening as
Exactly.
there are participating.
So for people who want to do that, how do
Yes.
they get involved? How do they get engaged? If they're saying, okay, I want to volunteer, I just want to hand them some water or
we
something.
have a link as well on our registration
Okay.
page. And but I do want to say we could not do this without St. Pete Run Fest.
Okay.
They're an amazing team, because this is not our work. We've never done anything.
Yeah.
The intricacies, the backbone, the infrastructure of all this, they've been really great to work with, great partners. So they are overseeing the volunteer process.
Okay.
There's a link when you go to register if you just want to volunteer.
Okay.
And if you want to cheer, just show up and show out. Just come. We have a route map. that
We're
we
gonna have a
can
race
send out.
village.
We have a
Okay.
race village. But I do want to highlight some activations we have along the trail, because this is going to be unique.
Okay,
We have
okay.
Fred Johnson, who's like a griot of sorts, a very popular jazz musician. Him, a colleague of his, and some of our youth griots are going to be out running on the trail.
Okay.
We have the Urban League as a cheering section at the halfway point.
Okay.
We have a high school band coming out to kind of lead us over from the
Not just a
foundation
high
to the
school
starting
band.
line.
Which high school band? We got that Spartans drumline, or who is it?
Yeah. Well, so speaking of, I think it's a high
Yeah,
school.
you gotta say that.
So you put me in a tough spot, because I don't want to, say if it's one high school or the other. But it's the group of high school students you see all through downtown.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Okay.
here,
Okay.
they're
Okay.
just
Doing like the
hustling,
second line
they're
kind
having
of.
the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
line. And I saw them out one time down St. Pete on Friday night, and I went up to the band leader and said, "Hey, we'd love to have y'all out to kind of amp the crowd up, get
Right.
us going." So they're going to be out there, but I think they represent students from different high schools.
Okay.
They won't be representing one high school.
Okay,
They're just kind
okay.
of come as a collective and just going to do the thing. So we're really excited about that.
I love that. And then you mentioned some of the vision for the event, and so I know as a part of the 10-year are we starting at the foundation? Just kind of give me what are we expecting to have happen that day? Walk me through that morning.
So everyone will gather. The race
Okay.
starts at 8:00,
Okay.
and we're actually going to start at the street 26th. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, 26th. but we will walk from the foundation together.
Okay.
And then
is that Bethel? Is that
yes,
Bethel
exactly, just
Metropolitan?
adjacent to Bethel.
Okay. Okay.
And then run into the trail
Okay.
and up the trail all the way up to Childs Park
Okay.
and back.
Okay.
And then afterward, we'll have a good awards assembly. There's race village going on. Everyone who participates gets a medal.
Okay.
So it's going to be an everyone wins kind of day.
No, that's good. I'm thinking about that route. That's a good route because it doesn't feel like a 5K. I walked that route.
It's beautiful too.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it because you have just so much other things going on. It's not
Yes.
just you in the concrete.
Yes, that's right.
And have you done anything to help people prepare for it? Like if they haven't, done this before? Yeah.
And that's an important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your vision too, if you always wanted some training. So
Mhm.
we identified, I knew Duvet Weaver.
Yeah. Yeah.
We go way back. I think actually him and Marcus grew up.
Okay.
But he'd been wanting to do a run club.
Closer to our dreams. Shout out to
Closer to our
CTOD. Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great human. We've been talking for years. It's like, man, I want to do a run club. I see you running. Hit me up. Let's run. So when we started this race, we know we wanted some support, and we didn't want people just going through this blindly.
Okay.
So it made sense to have some sort of training component or fitness component to accompany this. I said, Duvet was like, man, I want to start a run club.
Okay.
Let's do it. This is perfect timing. We can, collaborate. We started the foundation every Monday, 6 o'clock. And him, he's just a ball of energy.
Oh my
He's
God.
right on
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a perfect partner, someone who already wanted to do this work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've grown. I think we've about a month and change. It's been going. Already over 100 followers on social media.
Okay.
Last week was our biggest turnout.
Okay.
The weather's out there doing the story to help promote the race.
I think I saw that story run this morning.
Yeah. Nice.
So-
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And
No pun intended. Saw the
Yeah.
story. run.
Right?
And he always brings someone like a fitness expert to help lead us through
Okay.
stretches or,
Which is
kinda
important.
get
Yeah.
our body right. So people just don't show up and say, "Hey, let me do a 5K." Most people don't anyway.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need some expertise and some guidance.
I tell you though, I was not in the most people group, so I did that for it was I think 2011, 2012. The
Yes.
Urban League did a crime run. They
Yeah,
street
yeah.
crime run, and I did I'm just gonna
Just
show up and do
busted
a
it out.
5K. It was leading from Childs Park, so we went through the neighborhood, but we got over there maybe like what is that? What's the school? Thurgood.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got by Thurgood. And I swear, with everything in me, something said, "Man, call a cab." I was like, I was literally like, I'm ready to call a cab.
Yeah.
But it was because I just showed up.
Yeah, it
did
takes
it.
preparation.
Yeah, it does take preparation for those who like thinking you're gonna show up and just do a 5K. No, I mean, that's when I realized how old I was. Like,
Yeah.
really, for because I thought I was like, oh, 5K. No,
It's the
not quite.
story behind the story.
It is.
Which is
It
really
is,
a
yeah.
reflection of
Yeah,
our philosophy and how we approach our
yeah,
work,
that's right.
regardless of the opportunity we're creating. It's not enough to just create the opportunity.
Yeah,
We have to also resource and prepare ourselves
Right.
to shine in that opportunity.
that's to see that story.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
So we're like, if we're gonna
making
do a
sure-
5K, we're gonna help people prepare for that 5K.
That's right.
We're gonna help them understand their personal best.
Yeah.
We're going to resource that,
Okay.
and we're gonna be there for the entirety of that lifestyle shift.
I love that.
So we're running these streets the same way we run our organization, the same way we
Mm.
encourage everybody to run their lives.
So tell me about the name. We Run These Streets. Where did it come from, and what does it mean, like to you all, when you say we run these streets? What does that mean?
So-
You want to go ahead?
Yeah, it came. Well, it came the way so much of our work comes. We
Okay.
were brainstorming through our strategic plan and
Okay.
trying to think through what we would do to celebrate
Okay.
this 10 years of impact.
Sure.
And with a few different organizations, I've started a 5K, and so I've
Yeah.
seen the difference it can make
Right.
in community building and people coming together. So I thought that would be a great way. And we were just riffing, and I don't remember exactly how or who said it.
It
But
sounded
was
like
we
Harold.
run these streets. Yeah. It's like, oh, let's play on the
I
positivity
don't
of
know.
that.
Like I had my money on Harold. When I saw that, I was like, that sounds like Harold to me. Just
It's
to me.
like,
I don't know
yeah.
what the internal working stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so many positive aspects
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
There's the idea of St. Pete is a city of runners.
Yeah. Yeah.
People come from around the world
They
for
do.
some of our races. The St. Anthony's Triathlon
Yeah.
literally calls people from around the world.
Right.
We run everything from Coffee Pot Bayou
Mm-hmm.
to the Skyway Bridge.
That's right.
So we're like,
That's
and
right.
guess what else? And we run these streets
Okay.
as
okay,
well
Okay.
because
Okay.
we run in places we want to showcase.
Okay.
You know, we invite people
That's
to come
right.
and participate in our community in ways that are welcoming and inviting. So we're
Okay.
like, we run those streets and we run these streets, you know, and we do it in an inclusive, welcoming, celebratory way about all the things that make our neighborhood so special.
And not just obviously we as a foundation, but we as community, right?
Community,
I
for
think
sure.
It's a reclaiming, reintroduction of sorts of like, you know, the importance and value of community voice, community organizing, just community power building as a whole. So that's what we really want to stress here and bring people into the fold that maybe aren't already.
Yes.
And just thinking about like those who are signing up in the demographics, are you getting like the targets? Do you have a target in mind of like who you would like to see run these streets? And are you getting a good response in that space? Because I know sometimes you have an idea of like who I want to be there.
Yeah.
And then who actually starts signing up and showing up? Are you getting the
Well, it takes work.
Yeah.
And you know this.
Absolutely.
It takes work to
Yeah.
to build together with community.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's certainly our vision, but it's been literally knocking on doors, working with faith-based organizations, working with the organizations that mobilize people. We can enable it, we can empower it, but it's up to the community. It will be as big as the community decides, and we're here to make it happen.
I'm trying to figure out how we can adopt a mile or somewhere like we get in that space, because I mean it sounds amazing. I see it like in my mind from what you just described. I can see just the vision of people moving down the trail, moving through the neighborhood. Again, I walked that area. I know how beautiful it is.
Yes.
And so that's absolutely going to be amazing. What's the role of the youth in all of this?
Oh, the youth. So we are partnering with Pinellas County Schools. So registration went out to all middle school cross country students.
Okay.
So I think we've had close to 20 sign up so far. Our other organizations, Cell Future, right, reached out.
Oh yeah. I was just over at Cell Future. Yeah.
Campbell Park Rec had someone reach out.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone under 18 is free, no registration.
Okay.
You want to highlight that too. Our registration fee is $20, but we have coupon codes because we know all price to be a barrier.
Okay.
As well.
Saw that.
So we hope to see heavy representation of young people on this trail.
Okay.
As well.
Okay. And then Ms. Teresa wants to know, where can we find the race route map if we just want to show up and cheer?
It's on our website.
Okay.
We can send it to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. I actually have it here. I think it's on Facebook. There's a Facebook event.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a Facebook event that has the route. And then how do you decide where you want to go if you want to just like, you know, cheer and root folks
people on?
Yeah, no, so there will be some road closures.
Okay.
Through, the Clan Bayou Trail area is a little more difficult logistically to ensure people on, but I would say once we get to, let's say, the 43rd Street.
Yeah, 43rd Street.
Through there.
26th and 43rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be the space.
Yeah, and I would say up near that Child's Park rec area where the pool is. That's where the Urban League's going to be cheering us on.
Okay.
So I know there's a cancer walk happening that day too.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of promotion and a lot of vibrant people and sounds and activities going on. So we just want to really create a mood and a vibe that's memorable.
The community will be alive that morning. Yeah.
That area is kind of a prime spot.
And the weather's like phenomenal these days, so it's just like great time and
it'll be good. Great
time. And then you mentioned some of them, but I always want to create space to talk about some of the community partnerships. So, you know, like those shout outs, some of the partners you mentioned, St. Pete Run Fest, you mentioned Urban League. Who are some of the other partners that you've worked with?
We could not do this race without Bethel Metropolitan.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Literally,
Pastor Vincent, shout out to Pastor.
Yeah. Also a pirate.
Yes. That's right.
We literally walked through their property, and then like the start finish line is like kind of in front of their church. So they were instrumental, and they were key in us being able to do this the way we wanted to do it, especially from the start.
And everybody we've approached has been so supportive, and they think it's a great idea, and we are very grateful for that.
When you get somebody at the door to say, "Man, I don't want to do no 5K," that ain't something that we do around here. What they usually don't say that because they see that, but I couldn't think of anything else. So when you get somebody at the door who's like, "This is not for me. It's not something that I'm interested in," how do you have that conversation if they don't think like their fitness level or, you know, like I'm not a 5K runner.
Well, we realize this is a niche ask and education around 5K that like I said, don't know what it is, but there's so many different touch points. Points that you don't want to. But I would still encourage you, like,
Yeah.
Just walk it.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
walk
come on.
half of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to, and walk back.
Yeah.
We're trying to make this not.
Don't call a cab though.
intimidating. The cab might not be able to
Yeah,
get.
If people wanted to walk halfway and walk
yeah,
back,
yeah.
if people just want to put a sign in their window,
Okay,
you know, or
okay.
just come out on the stoop or the step
Mm.
and wave,
Mhm.
it's about community. So,
yeah.
you know, perhaps a 5K isn't for everyone, but we do
Yeah.
know that everyone who lives in our community knows, believes, and understands our community is for
Yes,
them and it's for
yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
And so anyone who said, "Oh, this is not for me," we would encourage you to, like, our community is absolutely for all of us.
Right.
And so
Right.
we are doing this in honor and with and for you. And so there's place for all of us there.
I love it. I love it. And so we're talking about the race. Was there any? Like, I know we mentioned where you can sign up, but let's be explicit. Where can people sign up? How can we get the volunteer link? And then there's also a question about donations. If somebody wanted to just contribute and like give something to the race, how would they be able to do that?
That's been a common question. People are like, oh, what if I want to sponsor or
Yeah.
pay for someone? But because we're like waiving fees and giving discount codes, that's not really needed as much.
Okay.
We'll make sure you get the link so people can register. But I will say we are closing registration on Thursday,
Okay.
or I think we got about I'm not sure how many spots. Whatever happened first, whether we sell out or we hit this deadline.
Okay.
So the clock is ticking. If people do want to be in the race,
Okay.
Where should they go?
Thursday. It's our go ahead /5K.
Healthy St. Pete. I'll put that in the chat. Healthy St. Pete Foundation /5K. You be if you watching, put that in the chat for us. Healthy St. Pete /5K.
Healthy St. Pete Foundation
Thank you.
/5K.
Yeah.
And then when you go there, there is, if you need help paying for the registration
Okay.
fee, we have a waiver.
Okay.
We're trying to erase all
Yeah,
barriers.
yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
The volunteer registration links on there as well.
The race route.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so let's talk about this 10 years of impact.
Yeah.
And just thinking about, the first 10 years, figuring things out. What can we look forward to in the next 10 years of the Foundation for Healthy St. Pete?
Thank you for that question. Yeah. We are so excited about our work to build a stronger, healthier community through equity.
Yeah.
Through economic stability, neighborhood and built environment, social and community context, access to quality education, and access to quality health care. Those are the areas that we are focused on for the next 10 years for sure, because that is what's at the core of everybody's overall health equity and opportunities. And, we're trying to make systemic changes at the root causes of issues so that we can see some generational impact.
Okay.
And really all about building the community's power, building our individual and collective sense of agency.
Right.
And some self-determination around the way we can fulfill our potential in this awesome community. Yeah, it's super exciting.
It really is. And just thinking about are there boundaries of your work? Because when we say Healthy St. Petersburg, where in St. Pete? Is there a specific part of St. Pete, or is this like just the whole city?
So overall, we are very hyper focused on St. Petersburg, particularly South St. Pete, because we're evidence based, and the data tells us that's where we need to focus.
Okay. We
just did an equity study last year, an equity profile of South St. Petersburg as it compares to the rest of Pinellas County.
And for those who we have people all over the country that are watching. When we say South St. Pete, are we saying south of Central, or that's because I've seen like different maps? Some say south of Omerton, south of Central.
When we say South St. Petersburg, we're basically talking about south of Central.
Okay.
But
maybe
we
like
focus
CRA.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But we focus on 3 zip codes.
Okay.
Because that's where the most distinct disparities emerge.
Okay.
And that's 33711, 33712, and 33705.
Okay, yeah. I remember learning all of those as a child, living in those zip codes.
And the differences in chronic disease, injury and violence, and some other real quality of life determinants, the difference that people who live in those zip codes experience based on as compared to people in the rest of the city and the rest of the county, it's a notable difference.
Right.
And it's not anything that can't be changed. It's all about those who allocate resources and make decisions around resources, deciding to do so in an equitable way. And it's not just about the decisions we make today. It's addressing decisions that have been systemically made for generations, more than a century.
That sounds like a real big job.
Yeah.
And it's a mind shift. This is a very
Yeah.
progressive way of thinking too. You know, when I started, we didn't have our new CEO yet, and then
Yeah.
I felt like I just kind of hit the jackpot. You know, your stamp and your imprint on the city has been so real. So to come in and your leadership and your vision, and it's been a pivot.
Yeah.
To really talk about strategic work, systems change work, community power building, and that doesn't happen overnight, right? We're not going to solve an over 400-year problem in a year. But taking steps towards looking at the problem differently, solutions differently, very long-term focus. It's just been great to be a part of a team that's really trying to do something different and include people in a way that we've never done before.
And I would imagine just being in philanthropy, particularly in the area that we're in.
Yeah.
And then having the brand of like, okay, well, the foundation, they got money. How do you decide which projects, how do you choose partners? How do you choose which systems change or which initiative that you fund? Because again, I'm in a lot of conversations, and what usually comes up when we start talking about money is, well, have you thought about the Foundation for Healthy St. Pete? Right? So,
and we want people to have that conversation. We want people to think of us because we're here for that. But the things that we are looking for, regardless of the grant or program that we're funding, is it an attempt to make a difference at the root cause of an issue that's going to not only answer the deficit or answer the issue. Like, we don't only want to feed people. We want to understand, why are they hungry?
There we go.
And we want to work on the things that make sure that they have the agency to ensure that they are hungry no more.
Yeah.
So we'll always work on the immediate needs, but we've made a pivot. We're working very intentionally to work on those root cause solutions in systemic ways.
Right.
For a long time, people understood the foundation exists for funding.
Yeah.
But we don't only exist for funding. And we are working hard to get that message out.
Right.
We exist
almost like the Urban League. When people say the Urban League, what they do, they pay light bills.
It's like,
they do
that's
so
the
much
least
more.
of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's not the mission statement.
That's right.
That's
and we know that when we get to that place, we've missed all the opportunities upstream to make a difference. We'll help people in crisis. We'll help people in crisis, but we are trying to change the entirety.
What's causing the crisis?
Absolutely. So we lead, we partner, and we advocate in addition to funding.
Okay.
We've invested more than $32 million over the last 10 years in the community, but that's just scratching the surface of the difference we have and will continue to make.
I love that. So let me see. Yes, the address. Okay. Yes, address the roots of the issues. Right on. Thank you. He put a link to the sign up in the chat. Good morning, Damian Davis. So we got another link. Everybody linking. Look, we have off-air production.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
And they're like just loading up the chat with all of the information. Shout out to Fancy Nancy. Thank you for that.
Oh, yes. We the best.
She hear you. She here.
and when you said Miss Teresa, was it Teresa Jones by chance?
Jones,
the best.
Yes.
She's a member of our Community Pulse team.
Okay.
And our Community Pulse team is a wonderful group of residents, citizens who help evaluate the impact of our funding and our grants.
Oh, wow.
We want everything we do to be rooted in community, to be authored by community.
I like that. And it's the idea that you actually evaluate and you come back and say, okay, is it working?
Yes, and it's one thing for us to ask that, but we want the community to ask the members of the community. So when we think about our audience, so often when people think of philanthropy, they think of those who fund and those who allocate resources.
Yeah.
And those are two important audiences. But we know we also need to include those experiencing the disparities.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's where you learn the most.
And those working at the community level who care about community, who want to solve for it. So beyond the not-for-profits who are critical, we must empower them. But we must also, those who are experiencing the disparity, those who have the influence and the resources to change the disparity, and those who care about it at the community level.
What you just said gave me this question. If you have a for-profit business that wants to make an impact, do you exclusively fund not-for-profits, or do you partner with for-profit institutions as well?
Yes. As a private not-for-profit foundation, the IRS tells us that we will fund not-for-profits.
Okay. Gotcha.
And we are with that. Yeah. But we also work to empower through multi-sector collaboration.
Okay.
And bring every sector to the table to try to work on solutions together. Because as I said, funding's only one element of it.
Sure.
That
Sure.
partnership, that advocacy, and that leadership, that's so critical as well.
Okay. And then the Center for Health Equity, I've been to some amazing events over there. Are you still making that space available to the community, or has that been a part of the change?
More so, that's been another big pivot and shift.
Okay.
We were, hosting like 80, 90 things a year, but now
And that can be a lot of resources. Just
yeah, and then we're more than an event space too. We don't want to be perceived as that.
Sure.
So we're definitely still supporting community and hosting things that aligns with our strategic plan, and things evolve from that as well.
Okay.
We did the African American Health Forum, which led to work with the Minority Health Coalition of Pinellas, which led to the sickle cell event that we just had, to a room of medical practitioners. So yeah, we are still doing things with the Center for Health Equity. We're just trying to think and work smarter.
Yeah.
Not always just harder.
I hear that. There's a difference between being busy and being productive.
That's right. And more than a venue, we want people to understand that we are a center for change.
Yeah.
A place that builds and invests in change agents and empowers them with the resources they need to make it happen.
Right. So this 5K, we run these streets. 5K is Saturday.
October 4th.
October 4th. I'm just saying this Saturday. Because we've done that before. It's like, oh yeah, it's Saturday, October 4th on a Friday, and people like, no, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
So it's this Saturday, October 4th. Starting. Where's the starting point again?
That's the metropolitan, but the hub.
Okay.
The epicenter of all this, the activity is going to be at the foundation.
Okay.
The Center for Health Equity.
The Center for Health. So you register. They send you that. Say, meet us here at the Center for Health Equity.
Pickup packet is either the night before or the morning of.
Okay.
And I do want to give a shout out to anyone who knows Kiwa, right?
Oh yeah. Charles Park.
Down, like, she's got 25 to 30 health and wellness vendors that align
Nice.
to our different social determinants. We're gonna have a 360 booth. We're gonna have a DJ Doggy Bone.
Okay.
Have, food. Kombucha is gonna be there. It's gonna be such a party and a great time. But Kiwa's been responsible for that. Like,
I hear that.
This hasn't just been all on me or all on Dr. Tomlin. It's
a team effort
for sure.
I would imagine.
So we encourage people to come out. It is going to be a good time.
And so that's the celebration piece. So let's say I skipped the 5K and I want to celebrate. Just come out. Come
everybody.
Okay.
This is the
there we go.
Community's party.
Okay. I hear that. All right. So thank y'all for coming in talking about the race. We do have an Ask Kiana, but today's Kiana's birthday. So we want to shout out.
Happy birthday, Key.
Happy birthday, Q. We appreciate you. Thank you. And you deserve that day off like Mama Blue. Mama Blue put it in there. She said Kiana has a day off because it's her birthday.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely the case.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do an Ask Kiana question, but we're going to do it with Dr. Tomlin.
And I'll try to fill Kiana's giant shoes.
And the Ask Kiana segment is brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op, ocgc.coop. Make sure that you go there, learn how you can be a member owner today, and take advantage of all the opportunities that are available for us to do something for ourselves. ocgc.coop. All right, I'm trying to find my question. All right. So the question is, let me make it bigger. I miss the bond that I had with my daughter. How do I get it back? Dear Kiana, dear Dr. Tomlin, lately it feels like my teenage daughter and I are on opposite sides of everything. Every conversation turns into a debate, the smallest thing spark an argument. We used to be so close. She was my little best friend. We laughed, talked about everything, and genuinely enjoyed each other's company, but now it feels like I'm constantly walking on eggshells. I know she's growing and trying to find herself, but I just don't recognize the girl I raised sometimes. I laughed with my girl dad.
Yeah.
I want to respect her individuality, but I also miss the peace and connection we once had. I don't want to lose her emotionally, but I'm struggling to keep our bond strong in the face of all of this tension. How do I connect with my daughter again without forcing it? And how do I parent without constantly feeling like the enemy?
Wow.
The whole episode.
Yeah, right?
Right.
And what a beautiful mother. Just the reflections she's already having about the situation tell us that she's going to navigate it with excellence.
The first thing, know that you're going to be all right.
She's going to, got it because she is thinking of her daughter first.
Yeah.
In all things, which is beautiful. I have a 21-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Who was once a teen, who was once a little mini me.
Yeah.
Who just wanted to do everything I did, say everything the way I said it, be just like me. And I remember when that path started drifting and she's starting to try to find her own
like
identity.
13, 14,
Yeah,
15.
even a little earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like 11.
Okay, yeah.
And it's equal parts exciting and scary as you see
Yeah.
young women coming into their own.
Yeah.
But the only way they do so is to separate a bit from us.
Okay.
But she'll come back, Mama. She's gonna come. She's gonna circle right back around.
Okay.
I found that a few things are fueling that, and the one that is most critical to lean in on, I think, is a fear. She might have a fear, not only all the huge decisions that she's facing every day,
Yeah.
but also her mom is probably her hero if they were that close, and she doesn't want to ever disappoint her.
Okay.
And so, just assuring that constant reassurance that she can't disappoint you, that there might be some times that you don't see eye to eye, but that the love is unconditional, and at the highest times and the lowest times, that mom is the biggest champion. That does so much to just assuage the pathway to make sure there's always a safe place to come back to.
Wow, I appreciate that. Josh, you got something on that?
Oh, I'm listening. I got struggle.
Yeah.
Because it's hard balancing between you still got to be a parent and then also meeting your child where they're at.
Yeah.
So I think in dance, there's no blueprint, or if there was, it'd be a New York Times bestseller. Every situation different, every home, every relationship different. So I'm trying to like give grace.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay a little bit of humility too. Realize I don't have all the answers.
Right.
Especially as a girl dad as well, the relationship's a little different too. So trying to toe that line and navigate and meet them where they're at, and I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah,
I hear that, and it's interesting because I'm in a space now. So my baby girl is 22; she'll be 23, and so I got a 32, 29, and 22 going on 23-year-old. The older two now, like it seems like my wife calls it the my daddy. My daddy. They like on her about my daddy. And I just don't remember that. And like they're calling me, I'm getting the text messages. Like, well, okay, where's all the like? I love the love, but I just don't remember getting it this way. But to your point, like once you get older, conversations like I'm getting texts from my oldest daughter now. She's telling me, really, thank you. She's thanking me for like how she was raised, and the context I think has a lot to do with it too, because she's in a situation where she's living with people, and she's like, I'm so glad I was raised the way I was raised, because like what you taught me, the way that I'm seeing, like everybody didn't have what I had growing up. So she's in that space now. Like, okay, I'm glad that you were the way that you were with me. And the things that I know, like I see that my friends don't know. I see that people I'm around, they don't have this information, and the difference that is made with me. Like, so to your point, they will come back around.
It comes around. It
comes around in gratitude.
Yes.
You don't get that instant gratification.
No.
We have to know that seed.
No.
That arc is long, and the grace that we give our children now to kind of fill their way through, build themselves a little bit, will be reciprocated with gratitude on the other side.
Other thing too, I say mom and his parents as a whole, one of the things that helped me and my wife is just remembering that you were once a teenager.
That's it.
Like, don't forget, what your trials were, what the decisions were. And I mean, we're in a different time. So
yes,
you got more decision points, like social media is a consideration, is a factor.
Yeah.
Access to information and all of those things. So not saying it's the same, but the principles are the same.
Yes.
Like knowing that you were once a 13, 14-year-old
absolutely
that had your own ideas about how the world worked, and sometimes they conflict with your parents' ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Being able to navigate that and know, like, don't forget that you were once.
Khalil Gibran has a beautiful teaching on this called On Children. He talks about how our children are not our own. That they're God's longing for a sense of himself, and that we guide them. This is borrowed time with them. We're here to be shepherds on their paths, but we must recognize that their journeys are their own.
I just heard a whole lot of responsibility in that.
It's
beautiful, but it's a whole lot of responsibility in that. And I think that's another one of those things that we need to start teaching our children now, like raising them, knowing that they'll be parents.
That's right.
And having these types of, fundamentals going into it. My middle daughter, like, she's taking like a lot of that from us, right?
Yes.
Like the parenting style and just the way that she is with children.
Yes.
And I'm just watching that like, wow, it's just amazing to see. So
Yes.
Right. we just guide them. We do the best that we can, just like our parents did, and pray.
That's it. That's
Pray for the
it.
best.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you for that. Thank you for supporting the Ask Kiana question and Dr. Tomlin's answer. We're gonna repost that too. That was like phenomenal, beautiful stuff. And it's brought
Thank
to you
you.
by One Community Grocery Co-op, OCGC.coop. With the time that we have left, we're gonna freestyle. Let's
Okay.
just talk about the state of the city and just what you're seeing as residents of St. Petersburg. Just kind of, are where are you with where the city is right now?
Well, I'm an eternal optimist on St. Pete.
Yeah,
I
you
think
have to
that
be. Yeah,
we live in a tremendous city in an amazing time.
yeah,
Where there's so much going on, but St. Pete is an oasis, an island of progressive thought.
yeah.
In a county and a state and sometimes a nation that doesn't always look the way and think the way that we do.
Right.
But so it's incumbent on us in this challenging and trying time to double down on who we are.
Okay.
We say we are St. Pete.
Yeah.
We say the sun shines here. And this is the time to really show what we mean by that.
I hear that.
It's easy to be St. Pete when everybody
Oh.
in positions of power think like us, do like us, live like us. But the time that it matters, and our ability to make a difference for the most vulnerable citizens in our community is right now during challenge, where we stand strong in our convictions, we look out for each other, and we work for constructive change.
What you just said, that the doubling down and standing strong and reaffirming who we are, that what came up for me when you said that was the fact that so many people and corporations and municipalities are walking back. It's like, okay, well, here's the political climate, and so we can't say this, or we won't do this, or won't be that. And so what would you say to those who, like, I hear you, but we just can't do that right now because of the climate? How do you get people to see past that?
I think that doing the right thing requires no permission. Validation is lovely, but there is always a way to find the way to right. People ask us, are you going to change the name of your center from the Center for Health Equity?
Yeah.
Are you going to change your mission? Are you going to refocus, reframe? We're a private, not-for-profit foundation.
Okay.
So I understand. I speak with the privilege of autonomy.
Okay.
We have an ability to do some things that others who are funded by those who get to decide the parameters might not do. But that's where we get to lean in harder.
Yeah.
And we get to set that standard and uphold that standard.
Okay.
I think it's important to not judge those who have to navigate tenuous systems that allow them to live another day, long enough to continue to make the change. So we're looking for a way. Some people might have to rename.
Yeah.
I've heard some brilliant people around the community talk about this. Some people might have to reframe.
Okay.
But the point is to do the same.
Yeah.
Make the same difference. Remember why it's needed. And that's why we're evidence-based.
Okay.
We focus on the zip codes we focus on. We focus on the communities and the people we focus on. We focus on communities of color without apology, without compromise, because the data tells us.
Right.
That's where the disparity lies.
I love that.
Yeah.
And man, there's just so many considerations, because you're right. As a private foundation, some of the worries that others have, you don't have. Some of the pressures, I would say, they don't have. And you're right. That grace, because I'm a part of a network of brothers. It's called the Circle of Brotherhood, and they lost like $1.5 million in funding. To do work that they were doing, amazing work in Miami, because the administration's priorities changed. And to your point about judging, it's like they had to
make that shift,
because it's 40 people whose jobs are counting on them.
Right.
And so how do you okay, no, we'll always be the Center for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. Was like, okay, well, that those jobs will go the way of your stance.
We have to be pragmatic.
Yeah.
We have to be practical in the movement and do our work in ways that will resonate. And that's also the strength of systems change.
Yeah.
Because when you change mental models and you change all the defined conditions of systems change, we're less likely to see these wide swings,
Right. Yeah. It's like
of the pendulum.
What's that picture with the man pushing the rock up?
That's right.
And then it just
rolls right over him, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to build a solid wall of many rocks that withstand and reinforce one another.
Love it.
I want to chime in real quick.
Yeah, please.
So I would say that, I've lived in Tampa Bay over 25 years, right? And some in Tampa and half here. And, I think my concern, I'm an eternal optimist too, is, you're seeing so much growth, right? And growth can be a good thing, but how does St. Pete keep its essence?
Yeah.
Right? Its identity. Even the last 10 years have been wild to see.
Oh, yeah.
Information.
Yeah.
So it's this balancing.
Shout out to Policy Partners and the 10-year check-in.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We should talk about that for a minute.
Like if you want to see how it's changed, you can do that. We'll talk about that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
This is common cities throughout the U.S.
Sure.
The threat of gentrification, what that looks like,
Yeah.
and how do we keep that sense in the soul, the fabric of our community intact? And
Yeah.
I don't have that answer, but I think that's the only concern moving forward. How do we not lose what makes us so special?
And I think we start by deciding that that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Right. Really lining up with your values and understand like this is where we draw the line.
Yes.
And then being able to move from there.
That's
then you
right.
can pivot because that's a lot of that political space. It just comes down to what you value and what's important to you.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you're non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And even with those, knowing like, okay, perspectives matter, right? So I have a non-negotiable of 7, but there's 5 and 2, 4 and 3, 6
That's
and
right.
1.
How do you get to 7? That's right.
So how
do we get to
there
7?
And
Yeah.
being able to hear when I know that you're trying to get to 7 also.
That's it.
But I grew up on 4 and 3. You grew up on 5 and 2. And if I don't understand those principles, we just argue all day.
That's right. And then you have 6 plus 1 out
Right,
here.
right.
So
Well, where you come from?
right.
But
it all gets to 7.
Yeah, it all gets to 7. And
That's it.
Yeah, that's been.
That's so strong.
That's what kept me doing this. Because if I didn't have that lens, I would have left this work.
It's so important. And then one other thought on that. It's so easy to get focused on constraint.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Policy Partners and the great work that's being done with the CRA.
Yeah.
We are a community that is positioned for greatness.
Yes.
The amount of resources that are there. In the first 10 years, it performed more than what was expected in 30.
Right.
So, and we have a foundation focused in that same area.
That's
so when we're talking about resources, we are well equipped. We have everything we need to do everything we want. We just have to get serious about the plan and put it into action.
That sounds like
we've got it.
Thought to me if I ever had one. Any final words for the audience? Thoughts? Anything you want to leave us with?
Can't wait to see you Saturday.
There you
This
go.
Saturday.
This Saturday. That's right. Can't wait to see you this Saturday. What time we starting?
8 o'clock sharp.
Okay,
Got
gotcha.
be there by the traffic parking. So
Okay.
Race starts at 8.
Race starts at 8. Okay, so but Daddy say you can't leave your house at 8 and be there at 8 too, boy.
That's the thing.
right. I'm still learning. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's always an open door, so it's not guest, I'd say, family at this point. And thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the comments in the chat. Lots of love. I see love without apologies. I see Kanika. You're so inspiring to me. Love. This is notes for the mother and the asking question.
Yes.
So it's lots of love. Lots of love this morning. It's a great way to start the week. It's been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John. Up next is Sister Hughes. She'll make you lose your shoes and shout out around the house. And we out.
Happy birthday, Kiana.
happy birthday.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday you'll touch the sky. You're an angel, look up, baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.